actually want to review this singularly. I put it in the title of yesterday's show. I had to change the title of yesterday's show after the show was over because I covered more than just her and I never got to her. But I want to talk about Sha'carri Richardson and I want to deep dive into her a little bit because once I actually started watching the footage with the panel last night, I was thinking to myself, yeah, she is a little bit weird. She is a little bit weird, but is this something that we should be concerned about? Or not? Or is she just a regular person? Is she a regular everyday person, that made a mistake? Is she a regular everyday person that just so happens to make a mistake? That's the question that we got to ask ourselves, guys. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and revisit this footage. And I want to share it with y'all. And I want to talk about it for the next 15 minutes. Just so we can have a real conversation about what I think that she is separately from what the group thinks that she is. Oh, and after hours is tonight too.
Thank you so much. You're so welcome. I have to get my special bag. Is there anything else that you can let me know? Because now that you have these officers involved, is there anything I need to?
Yeah, why don't you come talk to me over here? Come talk to me over here.
Hi. So we're in a relationship. I will no longer mess with him or what he had going on. He has some stuff in my.
Let me tell you what my first reaction was when I first seen this. They toxic together. That's a top. I don't know. I think she's probably the most toxic in a relationship. I've seen this before. I'm gonna shoot some bell to my guys. He just be chilling, trying to do stuff, trying to make it happen, because she's not getting enough attention, or because he's not doing exactly what she wants her to. She wants him to do at that particular time. She goes off the handle. She wants him to substantiate her thoughts and her emotions and her feelings and all of that, and then it just goes downhill from there. And he probably be doing some shit too on the low. Honestly, be doing some stuff on the low. But the difference between him and her, shout out to Big Homie, I appreciate you. I'm gonna read that super chat shortly. The difference between him and her is that he probably toxic, she probably toxic, but because she's a woman and she's young, she don't know how to control her emotions. I would also probably venture to say this. One of the things that people don't take into consideration is that these athletes, a lot of times, they haven't been in a lot of relationships before. They haven't lived regular lives. Because the majority of their life, they've lived on the field or in the gym or doing whatever it is that they do. They also come from the hood. So it's a lot of trauma and things that they haven't overcome as far as the things that they deal with on a regular basis. And then last but not least, when they finally get into a relationship, they get so emotionally attached that everything is exaggerated. I'm telling you, most of these athletes have these, the guys and the girls. The guys maybe bust down a lot of chicks in high school and stuff like that. But a lot of times when they get to the league, they be 18, 19, 20 years old. These dudes is green as hell. They don't know nothing. And the women is even worse because the women athletes didn't get a lot of attention because it was probably called too masculine. It was probably not the ones that was preferred. They spent all of their time in the gym, all of their time on the field. They was probably super popular in school. And I'm telling you, this is the blueprint of a lot of things. Probably super popular in school, but not popular with the boys as far as the guys that was wanting them and liking them. I'm telling you, bro, female athletes are probably the most clingy, relationship deprived women until they get a certain level of motion. That's why a lot of them be gay. That's why a lot of them be lesbian. A lot of them get into relationships with other women, not Sha'carri Richardson, obviously, A lot of them get into relationships with other women because they don't really have a lot of male interaction, especially younger, that they desire from the chicks that's out there that ain't no athlete, but they just be out there and doing the shit that women do. That's why a lot of them be gay. Most of these women be gay as hell because the person that they women get emotionally attached to people, and then that's when they start to define whatever their sexuality is. A woman's sexuality has nothing to do with her desire for sex. A woman's sexuality earlier in her life is the level of impression that she gets from the people that show her attention. And then that's where her desire goes. That's where the majority of her attention goes. If the people that surround her, women are this is why you got to keep your daughters close. This is why you have to have 2-parent households close, because your daughters are much more susceptible to taking on the lifestyle of the thing that's impressed upon them. And that is what they turn out to be. It's so hard to get her back. It's hard to. Women that are promiscuous were usually the ones that was bust down the most in high school. It starts at the early age. They get a boyfriend that's too old for them, picking them up from school. Nigga, they don't come back from that. They don't come back from that. And so that's why you got to keep them close. That's why you got to be very, 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 very involved in their life. Because the thing that they get influenced by when they 13, 12, 14, 15 years old, that's the thing that they then start to identify as. These chicks don't come out and be like, oh man, they're not gay when they born. They're gay because that's the type of friend group that embraced them when they was in school and when they was coming up. So when I seen this video from Sha'carri Richardson, when I see this video of Sha'carri Richardson involved with this guy and being super clingy, and when the police coming up and she's still cussing him out and all of this stuff, I can't believe you, Christian, and all of this stuff. Nigga, that's the first one of the first guys that really said, I love you, girl. And she was like, ooh, and clasped on to that nigga. Clasped on to him. These celebrity chicks, these chicks is lonely, bro. They can't do the same stuff that regular women do. If they do, they so worried about their image. And the first dude that got even a little bit of motion or showed them a little bit of attention, they clasp onto him. That's how they fucking marry the trainer, because that's the nigga that's closest to him. That's how they wind up getting involved with the backup dancer, because that's the dude that was closest to him. It's all about proximity. They not hard to knock off. They not more exceptional. You just pedestalizing them because you don't have access to them. But they definitely are easy to get to. And when they do, hats off. Hats off. First dude that Clarissa Shields. Perfect example. I seen Pap and at MGM. I seen him at MGM, High Limit Room. We was in there. He cool people. He seemed cool people. But what the fuck? Like, if you think about it, it's like y'all arguing over a nigga that ain't even dropped a single. And this ain't no shade to him. I'm just gonna break it down for y'all from a realistic perspective. Her and Remy Ma is fighting over a regular dude. It's like, when you really start to put it in perspective, it's like, wait a minute, you can get any guy you want, but can they? Can they? Really? Honestly, can they? Or is it the first dude that had a little bit of motion or really said, yeah, baby, alphabet slaughter, and showed her some attention? It was like, she locked in. I love him. Nobody ever taught that girl nothing. I mean, and I'm not dissing her, because I think that she's a phenomenal athlete. I think that she's great the way that she continues to market herself. She don't know how to walk in heels. She probably been the breadwinner, been the mother and the father of her entire family, been taking care of her family, and she lived the majority of her time in the gym. First dude that really get close to her and get her some motion, nigga, she marrying that nigga. She love that nigga for life. It's over. And so Sha'carri Richardson, the Clarissa Shields, all of them is in the same boat. All of them is in the same boat. They are in the exact same boat. And if when they get clingy and when they get relationship trauma bonded with a dude, this is gonna be the result of it right here.
His bag. I just need to get out of my bag.
Okay.
My iPad, some clothes. I can stick it out, put it in my suitcase, brought his bag back. That's pretty much it. But we have a relationship, this kind of thing going on right now. But yeah, exactly.
Look how
I brought
weird
his
they
bag
talk.
back. I took all of my belongings out.
Y'all not used to hearing them talk. Y'all just used to seeing them run. They weird. They weird as hell.
I would leave him alone. You don't have to worry about me. I have a flight coming up for myself. Like I said, I'm on the phone right now. I have all of my belongings, but you don't have to worry about me while I'm in the airport with him at all. I just have to get my
Do you
belongings
have your
out.
ID on you? And boarding pass by chance?
Yeah. Do you need my ID for what? If you don't
Because
mind
we're
me asking.
investigating a possible assault.
Assault?
That's
Oh,
what we're
Christian,
not
I
by him.
assaulted
Hey,
you.
listen.
Chris, I assaulted you. Okay. I'm so sorry. I'm just making
It's
sure.
not him that reported it.
Oh,
One
okay.
of the TSA folks reported
Oh, one of the TSA people, because I can definitely have evidence of him assaulting me if possible.
There's cameras everywhere.
Okay,
So we'll sort it out. So do you have
but
your
like
ID
I
on you?
said, yes, I do. My
Thank
name is
you.
Sha'carri Richardson. I do have my ID.
Okay.
Yeah, but I will definitely leave him alone. There's nothing that I want to do with him anymore. Like I said, it was a relationship thing. I need to get my stuff out of his
Are you guys on
bag.
the same flight? Or?
We are later on in the day because our flight ended up getting delayed.
Everything she say, weird, bro. Never really had any day. And I'm so wrong and Christian. I can't believe that you did this to me. Oh my god. And my name is Sha'carri Richardson. Thank you. And it ain't her fault because that's what her life is. That's why it's important for me as a girl dad to allow for my child to live and experience her childhood. I want her to grow in all ways that will allow for her to be a productive human being while at the same time know how to communicate and move throughout this world without seeming weird. You know? It's very important for me to say, hey, listen, focus on being a child. Forget all of this nonsense. As much as good as she is, as good as my daughter is, as good as she is, I always say, hey, listen, just focus on being a child. Don't focus on doing nothing except for that. If you win, you win, but we here to have a good time. We're not here. We don't care as much about the winning as we do about you having fun and having a good time. Be a child. Focus on enjoying your life and develop all of the skill sets that would allow for you to at some point be a good wife. I was talking to my daughter yesterday. It's so funny. Check this out. Check this out. I'm talking to my daughter yesterday because she went and got her schedule, right? She's gonna be a senior. I said, all right, so what's your classes? What's your schedule like? Because she got some kind of alternative schedule now. When we was coming up with school, sometimes you can go to JROTC, all of that stuff and all of this stuff, right? And I was blown away. Blown away. She has a phenomenal school that she goes to. She said, well, the first half of the day, Dad, I have, you ain't gonna even believe this. She said, I got cooking. What? She said, oh, no, it's not called cooking. It's called culinary arts. She said, me and, all of the girls is in there. It's called culinary arts. I said, so we used to call that home economics. She said, yeah, they focus on teaching us how to cook, how to do this and how to do that. I said, what is the other programs so that the seniors have? She said, well, all of the boys, they going into mechanics, they working on cars. She said they did that or whatever, so on and so forth. She said, but mine's is I'm doing the cooking. She said, so the first half is cooking. And then the last 3 classes, she come home in the middle of the day, she can have lunch. And then the last 3 classes that she got is like economics, something and something. It's the regular classes. So she got 3 afternoon classes. And the first 3 hours of the day, they basically doing culinary arts. I said, what? I didn't even know that high school still did that. I did not even know that high school still did that. I was elated. That they was able to do that because I want her to develop regular, normal, everyday girl norms that would allow for her to be a good social human being, but also a phenomenal wife. Now, that's not to say that her mother don't cook with her, because they cook together all the time. But my point is that to push that in our society, in our household, our high schools, is dope. It would, I think it does depend on the school. Your son is doing the same. What is your son taking, Sharon? It's dope. But let's get back to Sha'carri Richardson.
Late. We supposed to be leaving around this time of day, but the flight got canceled, so the flight doesn't leave until 10 p.m. ish.
Okay.
So yeah. So if you don't mind, can I step over here so I can share my ID?
That's fine.
Awesome. Thank you. Hi, Sissy. So you hear me, right? So this is the position that Christian told me to put me into, okay? Because he's a coward, and I don't want anything to do with him at this point going forward. My name is Sha'carri Richardson. Have no problem with letting you know who I am. Haven't put my hands on him. We had an argument. I will be honest about that. An argument, and that's pretty much it. The argument, pretty much, he's a liar. He lied about a couple things that's personally, just in a relationship. I pretty much also just can't understand what a relationship is about, but he lied. He's a liar. And that was something that I kind of just grasped, and emotionally, I'm just like, bet you do your thing, but you're asking me for things that is within my possession, and for my right, I don't have to give it to you because it's in my possession. But when it came to the point that I saw that he chose to make it more about the police and things of that nature, that showed that he made a choice. So I just want to be more professional and just come professionally and let you know, like, hey, relationship thing, have no problem,
so
and walking up to you guys.
It's
So
not
I'm
legal
not
to
hiding.
argue.
Y'all got to remember that this girl is only 25 years old. I just looked it up. She was born in the year 2000. When I was graduating in high school, when I was graduating high school, she was just being born. She was born in March. I was graduating in May, June. So y'all got to remember that the same standards of what you're supposed to be does not apply to this. Like, it's not the same, honestly. And that's not to take up for her, but it's not. She 25, getting into a relationship. She don't know no better. She ain't smart. At 25, I was dumb as hell as far as how I was moving.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Was there any type of physical assault?
No, I didn't touch him. He didn't touch me. I will be honest.
Hit him with anything?
No, I haven't hit him.
Again, I need people to use their mind, focus. Nobody is saying that she's excused from being held accountable. I'm saying that you got to remember who the fuck you was at 25 versus who she is at 25. I'm not expecting her to be anything different than what exactly she is right now, is what I'm saying. Doesn't mean that anybody should be taken, should be given, you know what I'm saying, shouldn't be held accountable. But at the same time, she talks like a 25-year-old that just really got into her first relationship with a man. That's what she sounds like to me.
He did,
like
not at all. He had headphones that were mine, and I just grabbed the headphones, but not physically. If you would like to ask me, you can ask him, but I don't want anything.
I just want to get your side.
Okay, absolutely. You can ask him whatever you need to ask him. But yeah, you're a coward.
Is it Sha'carri?
Sha'carri. Thank you so much, Sha'carri.
Hey, Sha'carri. What's your phone number for you?
And like I said, I don't have a problem cooperating because, like I said, it was some relationship stuff. So that's why I came up.
Do you have your boarding pass by chance? Just so I can just take a photo of that? Just
absolutely, yes. And you can contact me whenever you need to. I'm so sorry.
I would be going back and forth with a lot of y'all in the comments, but I don't have the capacity today because I got to catch a flight. Can't be really derailed today.
No, you're good.
Now my boarding pass, that is Publix. Right here.
Perfect.
This is my boarding pass.
So this is the one that got delayed?
So this is, I want to say, my original one, and this one.
That's your new one?
No, this is my original one, and this is the one that got delayed. And then the new one, I think, is in my personal one. But you can take a picture, and I'll look for you for the new one if you don't mind me.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Right now, I don't think I have it, but they moved my flight to 10 p.m. If you don't mind, I don't think I just physically have it. But you can take a picture. I don't mind at all.
So last, are you heading back to Florida?
Yes. No. I'm heading to Eugene, Oregon.
Oh, okay. I could probably find it this way.
Yeah, you can find it that way.
It's just to kind of document what's
No,
going on.
please. Please document everything. I have no problem with you documenting anything. And I'm gonna do my part so you can do your best, document everything.
E-Love, don't be an incel. E-Love, don't be an incel. All right? Don't be an incel. I don't think that you've ever actually bought any Sha'carri Richardson gear in the first place. I don't like it when people advocate for people to lose their money or to lose their sponsorships or to lose all of that type of shit. Like, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? I don't advocate for any man to lose any sponsorship or nothing. And so why would I advocate for anybody, woman or man, to lose? Come on, man. Listen. Y'all niggas got to come out of this incel shit. Real talk. Like, we can hold people accountable. We can hold women accountable. We can hold men accountable. But y'all got to stop that shit. Y'all got to stop asking for people to lose their jobs. Matter of fact, y'all niggas got to stop trying to find where people work at. It ain't that deep, bro. It really ain't that deep. Seriously, it's not that deep. Every time you see somebody do something that you don't agree with, just say, yo, I don't agree with what it is that they do, and this is what they could have done better. Y'all niggas got to stop wishing harm on people. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? I hate that shit. The police did their job. They arrested her. They held her accountable. She got to deal with the charges. And then they go from there. What is y'all wishing bad on people for? Why do y'all do that? Stop, bro. Stop.
I would never say it. If I ever talk to him again, honestly, please stop it. If I ever talk to him again, you punch me in my face. I will never, ever talk to him again. I will never do it to him again. Oh, hi. How are you doing, sir?
Well, doing all right.
I'm good.
Okay.
But I had to put down. I'm so sorry you're grabbing me right now.
Yep. You're under arrest.
I'm under arrest right now?
Ma'am.
What am I
Yes,
under
ma'am.
arrest? What am I under arrest for? Christian, are you serious right now? Okay. I didn't assault him though.
We have video cameras.
I literally we were having an argument. I'm not resisting, so you don't have to do it harder. Christian, are you serious right now? Christian.
Washington State, he doesn't get a say.
But I understand we were arguing. But I understand entirely. We were arguing. Okay, I'm not gonna resist. But I'm telling you that we was arguing. I didn't assault him. I didn't do anything wrong. But the fact that you guys are doing this to me and he's the man in this situation, I'm gonna comply. I am. I'm not gonna argue with you at all. But you have me on camera. But at the same time, what he has on camera, I have my phone. Show something different. So if I need to show that, I will.
We have your cameras all back here.
Okay, but I have my phone that shows something different. But Christian, thank you, Christian.
Don't talk to him right now.
Okay, I won't. Thank you so much, officer. They are arresting me right now, Christian. Sissy, they're arresting me right now. Am I gonna go actually to jail right now? Wait, but right now, I didn't. Can he tell you that I didn't do nothing to him?
We have it on
Christian, are you serious right now?
Alright.
Christian, I'm about to go to jail because of you right now. You know what? Okay. I will never fucking shoot again. Ever.
You gotta go this way.
Okay.
And right after that, they probably got right back together. So, yeah, man, it's a learning situation a lot of times. I think that, again, she was held accountable. What the fuck else y'all want? What else you want? She went to goddamn jail. What else y'all want? But, yeah, man, I think she gave me the impression of a young chick that don't know nothing, ain't never been through nothing, and don't know how to move. And she don't have to be trained up. Y'all better start training y'all chicks, bro. Y'all better start training your chicks or else the system will.